Alright, so today I decided to follow the success of everybody else, and I'm going to be fucking with the states. And I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do this because I haven't exactly come up with a plan. I'm just going to be kind of looking at everything and deciding on the spot whether or not I'm going to mess with it. So today we're going to be trying to make every single state as chaotic and stupid as possible, which they already kind of are. I mean, that's pretty well known is that most of these things are pretty fucking weird. Like, what the hell, West Virginia? What are you doing there? But I'm gonna try to make them even worse today. Okay, so we're gonna start up here and make our way down to Florida. So, number one, let's see. Alright, time to edit shit. So, let's see what we got. So, first of all, no, you don't get this. This does not belong to you anymore. That's going to Oregon. Because you know what? Oregon's done absolutely fucking nothing, and they deserve that. They deserve that more than you. Like, nobody even really remembers that Oregon is a state half the time. I certainly don't remember. Like, what is Oregon? It's like it's a lot of forests, and, like, there's the ocean, I guess, so that's great. So yeah, Oregon's getting this now. I actually kind of like that. It looks like a little giraffe, or like a peacock or something. I think that perfectly captures what I was trying to make there. So there's the new Washington. I'm just gonna write, that's not how you spell Washington. I'm just gonna write Washington in there just to give it a little bit more character. Just in case you couldn't tell anymore, that's Washington. Alright, perfect. So, moving on to, I'd say Idaho. We're gonna move on to Idaho here. Yeah, this thing right here, they're just gonna become a box now. I think that's perfect for good old Idaho. And this right here, I think this might just become, let's give it to, you know what, we're gonna give it to Oregon. Oregon, yeah. Oregon, it's winning some more land here. It's winning some more random territory that it doesn't deserve. And now it has a bigger feather, like that's its tail. I've created the bird state. That's the bird state. I'm not even gonna name this Oregon anymore. It's just gonna be the bird state. Bird state. Perfect. Okay, moving on. We're going to go over to Montana, and of course, Montana is going to be a fun one, because it is another box. That's about all it is. It's just a box, so, I mean, it has, like, this weird face thing right here, like, there's the nose. If you just, like, give it a little eye, oh, that's the eraser. If you get a little eye, a little smile, it looks like a little dude giving you a side eye, a little creep or something. So, yeah. How about we do this? How about this just no longer exists? This is just going straight to Canada. Welcome to Canada. Everybody in that area of Montana, you're now a Canadian citizen. Congratulations. I wish I was you right now. Alright, let's just erase that portion, because that's no... So, yeah, there's the new... I'm going to call this the Bow State. Actually, it's going to be the C State. Oops. The C State, because it's shaped like a C, and if you were a complete moron and couldn't see that for yourself, it's now the C State. So now we're going to move over to the Dakotas, and I find something. First of all, that's the wrong layer. You see, this is exactly what I do half the time, is I'm just on the wrong fucking layer. And that's perfectly fine, because everyone does that. But so as for the Dakotas, normally people like to just bring the two of them together, like, oh, now they're united Dakota. No, we're not doing that. We're gonna be original here. So we're gonna split. We're gonna come over here into Minnesota. We're going to just give them this weird portion of South Dakota. So now they have like this tail thing that goes over here, touches Wyoming. And yeah, so now they are going to receive that. So let's just go on ahead and do that. Okay. And now this right here, this is going to be especially fun. So now that this right here is basically united, now we're going to pull the whole that's Wyoming. We're gonna pull the whole quirky. I can't talk. We're gonna pull the whole quirky. It's Dakota. That's Dakota, guys. Dakota. I'm gonna call it XD. Rar Dakota. Rar. Okay. So now we have Dakota Rar XD, and we have Minnesota. I think this is perfect for Minnesota. They've already been fucked with. As for Wyoming, you might be wondering why I haven't touched Wyoming. Wyoming doesn't get a gift. It doesn't get to become quirky because fuck Wyoming. I probably spelled that wrong. I don't give a fuck. Moving on. Let's come over to Wisconsin here. And yeah, so this is the fun part. We're just going to give them this entire coastline. They get the entire coastline of Michigan here because they've lived in the shadows of Michigan for long enough. And I feel like, you know, they deserve to not do that. They deserve, see, I'm on the wrong layer. They deserve to, you know, have that little bit of extra space, that extra breathing room for once. So now they have the coastline. Now they have the weird peninsula thing up here. Is that a peninsula? I know it's like connected to Canada and there's like these islands over here or something. So I'm pretty sure that is a peninsula, but you know, since I decided not to draw in Canada, I can't really see it. Okay, so Wisconsin, congratulations. I'm not going to spell states correctly, so if I'm spelling them wrong, don't tell me, because I don't care. Anyways, moving on to Michigan, I'm going to actually give this little bit of, I think it's Ohio, yeah, Ohio to, I'm going to give this little bit of Michigan to Ohio, because, you know, like I said, Michigan is overrated, so they're basically going to lose all their land and become this little, like, puppet state thing inside the middle of, you know, these great powers. I did that on the wrong layer, and you know, at this point I don't care because it doesn't, I'm not coming back to this area, so it doesn't really affect me anymore. Okay, so now we have the weird states of United, the chaotic states, chaotic United. Okay, whatever, it doesn't matter. Now we have newer Jersey, newer Jersey. This also is going to be a lot of, like, I guess, hate. Like, if I hate a certain country or state, I'm not even focusing here on Pennsylvania. If I hate a state, I'm not going to give it any love. I'm going to be a dick to it, basically. I think this is the perfect chance for me to take all my anger out on states that I dislike. So now we have, Ohio. And New York, I'm not done with you. Although I didn't finish this, so now I'm going to call this one Minigan. Huh, I know, I'm funny. Minigan, Michigan, okay. So moving on over here, this one right here is going to be a little bit easy for me. I don't really like New York, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give all of this to Vermont. Vermont now owns the entire upper area of New York, just like this. We're going to give them this weird dip right here just because, you know, why the hell not? And let's come over here. There we go. And there. So now Vermont is longer. And it has a little tail too. I like giving states tails. I think that's rather enjoyment of me. Vermont. Perfect. And New York, of course. Yeah. No. You're not done. I'm not done with you. I haven't finished abusing you yet. So actually, New York, you're now this tiny. And I'm going to give most of your land on over to good old Massachusetts. And that's what, Connecticut, I think. Yeah, that's Connecticut right there. And Connecticut. So now Connecticut and Massachusetts currently own very good portion of New York, or what was remaining of New York after I handed over a good bit of their land over to Vermont so happily. So now this right here isn't even New York. I'm just going to call it York. That's right, they've turned into, you know, York, just York. Or I can call them Yorkie the pig, but I feel like that's just a little bit too, I don't know how to spell Massachusetts. I'm pretty sure it's like Massachusetts. That's probably correct. I don't know. I think that S is gone, but whatever. This one right here is now going to be Connecticut. I'm pretty sure it's Connecticut. I remember hearing when I was a kid, like, connect. Like, oh, I have to remember, connect. Rhode Island. Yeah, Rhode Island. Oh, this little bit of New York still exists. Okay, I'll give them this still. This is still part of York. There we go. I've separated York now. York is now 2. I'm going to call this York Part 2. There we go. So now let's take a little look at our... Yeah, that's good. Okay, that's great. I'm proud of my work so far. As for Rhode Island... You know what? I'll give you this little... Oh, you know, I'll be nice. You're now Rhode Islands. You're not even an island in the first place, but now you're going to be Rhode Islands, because I'm going to give you this little bit of Massachusetts here. Congratulations, you now have 2 more lovely children to take care of. Whew. Moving on over to everyone's favorite state for some reason, we have California. California I'm particularly not fond of, so I'm just going to give it a nice little... I'm going to make them smaller. I'm not going to change anything at all, except I'm going to make them slightly smaller. And, you know, give the rest of it to Nevada. I don't really like Nevada either that much. Actually, I find that I don't like a lot of states for some reason. I feel like a lot of states in this country are just kind of shitty, which is fair enough for, you know, considering that the country itself is pretty shitty. There we go. So now we have bigger Nevada. Bigger, better, stronger Nevada. I think I like that. You can't even really tell a difference. That's a sad thing. Nevada. I like to do that. Whenever I just make a state bigger, I just add another letter to it. It's like long. And this is just... You know what? I'm not done with you. I'm giving part of you to Arizona. Guess what, Arizona? You now have an ocean, I think. Unless Baja California is covering your ocean. I'm pretty sure Baja California is down here, so I don't think it's actually covering your ocean, but you have a little bit of ocean, like, right there. That's perfect. Perfect. Good. Good job. Good job, Arizona. You have an ocean. You're no longer just a desert. This is probably where all of Arizonans are going to move to. Just this area over here. I can honestly see that. Like, we've been getting so many new people lately, and I don't like it. Because all they've been building are houses, and that's not fun, okay? I want something better than houses. So now this is... I'm going to call this no longer Arizona, just because it's no longer a desert. No longer just a desert, at least. There. No longer... I call it... Okay, you know what? Whatever. Oh, that's what happens when you're thinking about something while you're typing. This is going to be fun. I'm just going to come over here. You know what I'm going to do to Utah? Guess what? Bloop, bloop, bloop. There we go. Now they have a box. Now they have a little tiny chunk of fucking... What is this? Colorado. They have a little chunk of Colorado. What am I doing? I just messed up my fucking map there. Okay, so now they have a little chunk of Colorado, and I think that actually perfectly... I think that's perfect. I don't need to do anything to Colorado, or... Yeah, that looks great. I like that. I'm so proud of that. Okay. So this right here is now Utah. Oh no, U-Box. I like U-Box more. Or like, what is it? U-Box. They're now U-Box. Okay, and then we have, of course, Colorado. Okay, that's great. And then New Mexico. You know what? Honestly, I'm just going to return this to Mexico. I don't know if it was ever part of Mexico. I can't really remember. Somebody tell me if it was ever part of Mexico. I know Texas was, and I'm pretty sure this is part of New Spain, but, you know, whatever. Let's just give this right here on over to Mexico. So this is no longer a state. This is just Mexico. Goodbye, New Mexico. No one actually likes New Mexico, and I'm pretty sure no one even lives in New Mexico, so I feel like we're not really missing anything. I feel like we could honestly sell this land to Mexico in real life, and nobody would notice a difference. But, you know, hang on, I think I have a problem with my dog outside. I'm gonna have to go take care of it the rough way. Charlie! That bitch scattered. Okay, let's see here. So now, oh wow, that is terrible. That is a terrible sight, and I'm not happy. Alright. Honestly, same thing with this portion of Texas. Like, we could just get rid of this. Like, I used to live in this portion of Texas, and there's nothing in there. What, El Paso? No one cares about El Paso. Actually, that's a joke, I promise. A lot of people do, but... Okay, so listen, a portion of Texas, I don't actually care for Texas, like, the way I care for other states, as in, like, I don't hate Texas. I think Texas has that special little charm to it. However, I think Texas is overrated. If I'm being completely fucking honest with everyone, I think Texas is overrated. Coming from someone that lived in numerous areas in Texas, it's overrated. So that's Texas now. So I'm just going to call that Texas. Congratulations, Texas. You're now a disappointment. You're now a disappointment because you don't have your fancy little lip there. Moving on over to Oklahoma. Guess what, Texas? I'm going to come over here and I'm going to give this portion to... Actually, no. We're going to come over here and we're going to give Texas a piece of its own medicine. I'm going to do that. So now Oklahoma is just reversed and it's come down into Texas's little area over there. Because, you know, they've spent too long having this portion taken by Texas and being stuck in that. So now they're going to do that to Texas. I mean, sort of. I mean, they're just kind of sticking themselves in there even deeper, but you know what? It doesn't matter. Their point came across one way or another. Whatever way you took it, their point came across. And now Oklahoma, it's just a big mess of a state. Like, it's always been a mess of a state, but, you know, Oklahoma, congratulations. You're probably like a couple thousand miles bigger. I mean, Texas is a pretty freaking big state, so you did earn a lot of land, but, I mean, you know, at the end of the day, not really. As for Nebraska, what do I want to do with Nebraska? Like, I still have all of these states over here, and I don't even know what to do with them, because, like, they're all pretty weird. Like, they're all pretty weird on their own. I haven't even touched Maryland, and that's, like, one of my favorite states. Okay. Let's see here. So, oh god, I should probably have made a part 2 for this. California. I forgot to... Do you even have, like... Are you even anything? Like, you're not even really worth being called California anymore, because you're pretty shitty now. It's pretty torn apart. I've given, like, a good portion... The sad thing about California is that a good portion of its land is literally, like... A good portion of its land has been taken by Arizona and Nevada, and it still has so fucking much. It's still one of the biggest states. Oh my god, that's ridiculous, but you know what? I'm not gonna fight it. So, Louisiana, Alabama, and that's Mississippi, that's not Alabama. I'm gonna combine a good portion of these states. I think that's right there. I'm just trying to speed this video along because honestly, it's just taking so fucking long. It's just taking such a long time. I'm losing interest in this topic. Alright, there we go. We now have... oh wait, I have a good idea. I should add Alabama to this because I have an idea. And it's so like stereotypical, or like, yeah, it's such a stereotype, but you know what? I don't really care. I'm gonna add Tennessee too. Just because it's the same color, so I don't even have to do any work. I can just swoop in there and take it. Let's add Texas, or Tennessee. Okay, so now this is going to be the territory that you could just fuck your cousin in if you want to, so, yeah, sleep with cousin state. And that right there is entirely just to, I don't even know. I don't know why I did that, but I did, so get over it. Yeah, it's a new state. It's a new state where anything's legal. You could do anything you want to. I'm not even going to touch these states up here because, my god, what is even going on with any of these states? Like, that it's already pretty chaotic, so we're just going to come over here. I'm going to get rid of Delaware. I don't like Delaware in a weird sense. I mean, in a way I do, in a way I don't. It just depends on the way you look at it. We're going to give it to Maryland. Maryland deserves it. And they're also going to get this. There we go. And now they blend in with, what is that, Ohio? They now blend in with Ohio. You can't really tell the difference between the two states, and I should probably fix that. I should probably change them to a different color so you can at least see what you're looking at. There we go. Oh, now it's the same color as freaking North Carolina. Or that's Virginia. That's my bad. There we go. Okay. Blue. I think blue is a good color. Blue doesn't match anything around. I'm going to give them also this. Okay, there we go. That's New Maryland. That's the wonderful state of Maryland, I guess. Now we're moving over to Florida. So a lot of this has just been me taking little snippets, I guess, of states and just swapping them into there. So that's exactly what I'm going to do here. Guess what, Georgia? You now get a lot of Florida. Just a lot of Florida. You now get a lot of Florida. You get a tail too. I'm out here giving out tails like they're freaking candy on Halloween. That's not Georgia. There we go. Okay. And I've decided to give this portion of Florida to Cuba. You know what, Cuba? you've been good. Not really, but you've been decent. All right, there you go. You now get a nice portion of Florida. So now this right here belongs to you. And I'm going to get a lot of people mad at me for that, but you know what? I don't really care. I already probably have a lot of people mad at me for the things that I've said about their state. But you know what? Dude, chill. It's like a state or something. You just live there. You know, you don't need to be so patriotic. Okay, so it is really... I'm in my closet recording this because I have birds, and it's freaking hot as hell. I said I wasn't going to do anything with this, but I've decided to do something with it. And that thing is just this. I've decided to give this right here to Missouri because I like Missouri. They're actually a pretty nice state, like in terms of just the shape. So, you know, that's what you get for having good shape. You get to just snap up Kansas and destroy them. And you know what? Why not do the same thing to Nebraska? Like, I have no hatred for Nebraska, but you know what? I like the idea of just being weird. So we're just going to give them this weird, like, weird claw-looking thing going right into there. I find a special kinship in that. There we go. So now that right there is weird Missouri. And why not just keep doing it, honestly? Like, there's so many states around. Let's just keep doing it. Let's just keep going at it. Like, at this point, this video is already pretty fucking weird and stupid. So I might as well just, like, keep doing things weird and stupid. There we go. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, look at that. Oh my god, that's beautiful. Look what I did to fucking Missouri. I just ruined them. Actually, I think I just ruined the other states. Missouri, you just got more land, honestly. Like, you're not ruined. If anything, it's quite the opposite. Okay. One more thing to change, and that over here happens to be this little spot. I haven't really done much to this little spot right here, so we're going to do that. Let's take the Carolinas, and let's take Virginia. That's perfect. Okay. And I'm just gonna combine them real quick, and you're gonna see why. I don't actually have an idea of what I'm doing yet, but I'm sure we're both gonna discover what I'm... That looks great. I like that. Okay. You know what? This map, there's something about it that I just love. You know, the fact that I haven't done anything to Maine and New Hampshire. I haven't done anything to Indiana. I haven't done anything to Wyoming, which I did on purpose. I haven't done anything to, what is that, Kentucky. This map is just flawless. I've given away so much land to other countries. You know, the new United States of America. It's just, the future is bright for us, guys. The future is, it's illuminating the darkness. Anyways, thank you for watching. I probably won't do another thing like this, or maybe I will. I do have another idea for something I could do, but it's basically the same thing. Like, all of these are the same. Like, oh, we're just dividing land and giving it to people, no matter what scenario you think of, and like, it's just the same thing over and over again. But you know what? That's fine. If you guys want to see more of this, I can honestly do more, considering a burning hot fucking 100-degree closet for 30 minutes again if you guys want me to. But you know what? There we go. That's my America. Pretty okay with it. I'm not sleeping tonight.